Obviously, the man to my left needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway because that's my prerogative. So, you know, the thing, Kirby and I are now friends, and it's strange to grow up with someone and then become an adult and become friends because you kind of had those two different lives, right? And the thing with Kirby is always that he was my grandmother's friend, right? And so, if you knew Ruth, then she was a special lady, and in many, many ways. But Kirby and her had a real special friendship. And I think that's what the connection that we had originally was, that we were both, you know, so connected to Ruth, and I still have some of the stuff you said at her funeral on my wall. It's just those connections from childhood and now into adulthood. So Kirby's been a massive supporter of Granny's and property in general. He runs up here when power's out or something's going on. He keeps an eye on the place for me. And but more than that, he's been a huge supporter of Granny's and all things we're doing here. And I just thought, what an amazing way to start our Saturday with the one and only Kirby. Ladies and gentlemen.
I wrote all the songs except one I'm going to sing tonight. And the cover I'm going to do is for the international flavor we have for the Canadians and the rest of us. So this is called Cade and Laurie. In the spring of '08, that's 1908, by the way, in Douglas, Wyoming, where the great rushing Platte River winds. The spring of '08 in Douglas, Wyoming, where the great rushing Platte River winds. Conditions were just right for a deadly blizzard. When Cade and Laurie left, it was on their minds. Well, they started out late in their old buckboard wagon. The horses were labored from the load. A short trip to town and back to the mountain. Their clothes weren't sufficient for the cold. They were living a life of simplicity and truth, where their family's homestead had been. Commitment to their love was strengthened by their roots, and a faith that was real to both of them. As they headed south for Esterbrook, they couldn't help but think of Everett Cale and his wife, Lula May. 30 years before they headed for that mountain, and folks around still talk about that day. Well, Cade got out of the wagon and led the horses through waist-deep snow round Lover's Leap. And Laurie cried out loud, but Cade couldn't hear her. It's the candlelight of home that can see. And this is where our home will always be. They were living a life of simplicity and truth, where their family's homestead had been. Commitment to their love was strengthened by their roots, and the faith that was real to both of them. It was a faith so real to both of them. In the spring of '08, in Douglas, Wyoming, where the great rushing Platte River winds. Thank you. Better put that down just one. This is called This Old Guitar. I played it one of the nights here for the gang here. So, very interesting being a songwriter. My guitar's been a friend to me. I've been a salesman on the road for all my career, and the loneliest place is by yourself in a hotel room. And my guitar just became like just a friend. So it kept me out of some trouble, kinda, sorta, most of the time, anyway. People often ask me about this old guitar, why I keep playing it, though damaged and so scarred. I'll try real hard to explain enough so you might see just what this old guitar really means to me. Grandpa bought this old guitar in 1934, and he said it saved his life in that second war. There's a hole in the back, if I turn it round you'll see. Was a bullet from a gun made in Germany. Daddy played this old guitar, and he learned to love it so. In Korea in '53, in a lonely cold foxhole, he learned to play from watching Gramps, but mostly on his own. This old guitar came back to me, but Dad never made it home. This old guitar is a part of me and a part of who I am. It's been with me from coast to coast and to Vietnam. It's like an old friend to me, and I always keep it near. It's a treasure far more than gold that I hold so dear. I taught my son how to play when he was about 8. Then in 1991, he took it to Kuwait. In memory of his precious life and his Marine pride, this old guitar has some desert sand neatly tucked inside. This old guitar tells the story of my family, and mere words cannot say all it means to me. This old guitar and me, well, we've traveled mighty far. When my life comes to an end, please bury me with this old guitar. Some guys just don't get it. You ever see these guys that are so unlucky, all the time, but it's almost like they're their own worst enemies because they just don't get what's going on. This is kind of one of those guys. It's called You Kick Me in My Past. Past. All right. You know I love you mostly, and probably always will. But there's one thing that annoys me, and it's hard for me to spill, because I know you'll bring up something I could never outlast. Just when I think you're over it, you kick me in my past. I know I've done some dumb things, but you always distort the facts. When we hooked up, you said there would be no strings attached. And I didn't mean to run over Sparky, he just ran under my tire. But I did rush him to the vet just before he expired. And may I say, that was a lovely and sincere doggy mass. But just when I think you've worked through it, you kick me in my past. And I know I've done some dumb things, but you always distort the facts. And I wish I had a crystal ball to see if this thing will last. That time I hit your mother with a 2x4. Well, how did I know she was coming out that door? And I'm so glad you got there before she took her last gasp. But please, darling, tell me, how long will this grudge last? And I know I've done some dumb things, but you always distort the facts. And I wish I had a crystal ball to see if this thing will last. And I need to tell you how pretty you look in that full body cast. And now I know you'll never forgive me. You'll always kick me right in my past. Right, this one I'd like to, in honor of Tor, we've all lost people, and sometimes I have people I've lost. I usually have a little box with pictures and memorabilia and memories. You have pictures you put up on the wall, but a lot of things is you look through your boxes every once in a while, and it just one of those times you think of those people you lost. And I'd like to dedicate this to the honoring Tor for this celebration here. So it's called the Old Box. Took the old box down from the shelf, filled with memories of you. Don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I've got better things to do. I'm just feeling blue, memories to hold on to, sometimes they get in my way. Took the old box down from the shelf, filled with memories of you. Seems like 100 years ago since you were here with me, and you're safe with God in heaven. I know some things are not meant to be. When I remember when, how things might have been, brings a little tear to my eye. Seems like 100 years ago since you were here with me. God has given me another, and she's everything to me. I can't imagine life without her. Some things are meant to be. I put the old box back up on the shelf, filled with memories of you. I'm through feeling sorry for myself. I've got better things to do. Life is a mystery, some things we cannot see, trusting in the one above. Put the old box back up on the shelf, filled with memories of you. Now I'm not feeling so blue. This one's called Ain't That the Way It Goes, and let's see, I think I'm gonna need to do this. And I'm gonna try and I've been kinda, let's see. All right, get my fingers going. Ain't that the way it goes? Nope. That ain't the way it goes. There we go. Ain't that the way it goes when you're running out of luck? Ain't that the way it goes when your wheels keep getting stuck? Ain't that the way it goes when you just can't shake them blues? Ain't that just the way it goes? Just when you think you might be getting ahead, the repo man takes your car and makes you walk instead. If there weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Got one shoe left and I'm waiting for it to fall. Yeah. Ain't that the way it goes when you just can't shake them blues? Ain't that just the way it goes? Ain't that the way it goes when you miss your baby doll? Ain't that the way it goes when she just don't call at all? Ain't that the way it goes when you don't know what to do? Ain't that just the way it goes? Just when you think you might be getting ahead, the repo man takes your car and makes you walk instead. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Got one shoe left and I'm waiting for it to fall. Yeah. Ain't that the way it just can't shake them blues. Ain't that just the way it goes? Ain't that just the way it goes? Yeah, that's the way it goes. Anyway, something like that. All right, this is, I wanted to, this is kind of an international event here because we have people from Canada here. Oh, there's one. And one of my favorite songwriters and singers, yes, the other one, is Neil Young, and he was from Canada. So this is called "Tell Me Why." And story about this song, he never could understand what the words really meant. He really didn't, know, and it always bothered him. So he quit singing this song on his tours for a long, long time, and thought that was kind of interesting. So whatever that's worth. All right. Sailing hardships through broken harbors out on the waves in the night. Still a searcher must ride the dark horse, racing along in his fright. Tell me why. Tell me why. Is it hard to make arrangements with yourself when you're old enough to repay but young enough to sell? Tell me lies later, come and see me, I'll be around for a while. I am lonely, but you can free me, all in the way that you smile. Tell me why. Tell me why. Is it hard to make arrangements with yourself when you're old enough to repay but young enough to sell? Tell me why. Tell me why. Is it hard to make arrangements with yourself when you're old enough to repay but young enough to sell? This is a song I wrote many years ago after I watched the movie Jeremiah Johnson. So it's called Mountain Man. In the early morning sunrise, in the lake in the mountain lake so still, in the eagle soaring so high, in the elk high on the hill, in the meadow lush with green grass, in the running stream blue cold. It's where I find my solace. It's where I can be bold. It's hard for some to guess why I do just what I do. The wilderness is made for just a few. At times I still wonder, am I as crazy as they say? I've got time to ponder. It's a lonely life that way. Sometimes I think I'm just running from the people down below. Am I really being honest with the dark side of my soul? It's hard for some to guess why I do just what I do. The wilderness is made for just a few. Thank you. This is just a song called But Hey. You think that your poop don't stink. You think that I'm too dumb to think. You ought to learn to keep your big mouth shut. Someday somebody's going to kick your big fat narcissistic. But hey, I'm just saying, it's just the way I see it. I can't help it if you don't get it. You just keep on playing those silly games you're playing. But hey, I'm just saying. So now you're an important politician, keeping the people hoping and wishing. You act like you really care somewhat, all the while you just smile and try to cover your crooked lying. Sorry, but hey, I'm just saying, it's just the way I see it. I can't help it if you don't get it. You just keep on playing those silly games you're playing. But hey, I'm just saying, what goes around comes around. That stuff in your computer that they found, now that those iron doors are slamming shut, and all you can think to say is but hey, I'm just saying, it's just the way I see it. I can't help it if you don't get it. You just keep on playing those silly games you're playing. But hey, I'm just saying, but hey, I'm just saying. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and the most profound love I have ever experienced in my life is from His gracious and merciful love that I have seen. And so this is called Your Love, and here it is. Oops. Forget them capos, you know, you gotta get them on here. Okay. I've been a fool most my days, and I've failed in so many ways. Sinatra said, regrets I got a few. Well, I've got a million. So many times I didn't do all the things that I promised to. All the people that I hurt and took for granted. But I know your love is forever, forever raining down on me. Your rain is forever in my heart, and forever you'll be loving me. So here I am, the same guy, still trying to understand why a guy like me can be forgiven. I keep trusting the written story, and all my hope is in your glory. And maybe when you come again, well, maybe then. But I know your love is forever, forever raining down on me. Your rain is forever in my heart, and forever you'll be loving me, and forever you'll be loving me. This one's Wyoming will always be in me. I will always be in Wyoming. Wyoming will always be in me. I will always be a roaming. That's why Wyoming's where I always want to be. Spent some time in the Red Desert, and I roamed that great Thunder Basin too. Made a home in the Star Valley, and rode that old Snake River home to you. That's why will always be in Wyoming. In Wyoming will always be in me. I will always be a roaming. That's why Wyoming's where I always want to be. Cowboy from Texas to Montana, but not a thing was there to compare to a sunset or the Bighorn Mountains, and your smiling face waiting for me there. That's why I will always be in Wyoming, and Wyoming will always be in me. I will always be a roaming. That's why Wyoming's where I always want to be. I will always be in Wyoming, and I know Wyoming will forever be in me. Yeehaw! All right, this is I knew Hazel Ruth. If you didn't know her real well, she kind of could be seem kind of tough, and she was tough. She always reminded me of a pioneer woman. After Frank passed away, and I think he passed away in '86. Is that right, Em? 80. And we went to his funeral, but then Ruth, we just became friends. I did stuff for her, and anyway, I miss her a lot. She was just a great lady, and so this is called This Lady. She's feisty and sweet, she's ornery and neat, she gets in her digs when she can. She worries and frets about money and pets, this lady who is my friend. She pays me to fix it, she's quite independent, her memory's keen now and then. She misses her husband, the death of a good man, this lady who is my friend. Sometimes I forget what life is about, and I let this old world bother me. If you don't know what I mean, if you can't figure it out, I'll try and explain, you see. I'd go to hell and back for this lady who is my friend. She brings flowers on Sunday, she goes to town Wednesday, she paints with a colorful blend. The peak and the church are her most favorite perch, this lady who is my friend. Sometimes I forget what life is about, and I let this old world bother me. If you don't know what I mean, if you can't figure it out, I'll try to explain, you see. I'd go to hell and back for this lady who is my friend. She's 3 over 80, she's frail and she's dainty, what a story her life has been. She won't live forever, someday she'll pass over, this lady who is my friend. Sometimes I forget what life is about, and I let this old world bother me. If you don't know what I mean, if you can't figure it out, I'll try to explain, you see. I'd go to hell and back for this lady who is my friend. In heaven I'll see her again, this lady who is my friend. That's it for me, folks.